The courtroom buzzed with low whispers as the bailiff called the next case. When Maya Kingston stepped forward, silence fell like a curtain. At 16, she looked far too young to be standing trial. Petite and blind since birth, Maya walked carefully to the defense table, guided only by her cane. Her calm composure unnerved many in the courtroom, especially Judge Harland Crowe, a man known for his unyielding demeanor and merciless rulings. He barely glanced up from his bench as he muttered, disturbing the peace. "That's what we're wasting the court's time on now." Maya tilted her head slightly, as if hearing something no one else could. Her sightless eyes remained fixed forward, her face unreadable. Rumors had followed her into the courtrooms of a girl who could hear what others were thinking, who predicted people's darkest actions. Most dismissed it as small-town myth. Crowe certainly did. He smirked, voice dripping with sarcasm. "So, Miss Kingston, I hear you believe you can read minds. Shall we call in a magician too?" A few people chuckled. Maya's voice came gently, but with an eerie steadiness. "I don't believe it, Your Honor. I just do." Crowe leaned forward. "Is that so? Then tell me what I'm thinking." The air grew still. Maya lifted her chin. "You're wondering how long this nonsense will take. You plan to throw out my case within minutes, but deeper than that, ... You're worried. Worried about May 13th, about the Aurora Hotel, room 806, about Natalie. The courtroom shifted. A beat of silence followed. Crowe's face drained of color. You were supposed to be at a judicial conference, but instead, you met a woman there. She cried when you left. She still cries." Crowe gripped the edge of his bench. "How dare you?" Maya didn't move. "She thinks you forgot, but you haven't. You think about it every time you look at your wife. You wonder if she suspects. She does." The courtroom exploded into gasps. Crowe rose, rage clouding his face, but behind it fear. Maya simply stood in silence. She hadn't come to defend herself. She had come to expose the truth, and truth, it seemed, had finally walked into Judge Crowe's court. The courtroom fell into an uneasy silence, the weight of Maya's words lingering like fog. Judge Crowe sat frozen, eyes locked on the blind girl standing before him, small, fragile, and yet somehow terrifying. For a moment, the courtroom forgot the reason she'd been summoned. Her charge disturbing the peace now felt laughably insignificant. She had disturbed far more than that. Maya turned her head toward him again, her voice calm and low. "You're afraid now, not just because I know what you did, but because you know there's more I could say." Crowe's gavel shook in his hand. "Enough of this," he barked, though his voice cracked under pressure. "This court will not be hijacked by parlor tricks and false claims." Maya didn't flinch. "You'd rather silence the truth and face it. But I'm not here to ruin you, Judge. I came because someone has to see the truth, even when it's hidden behind robes and gavels." Gasps continued to ripple through the gallery. Maya turned slowly toward the audience, as if sensing their shifting thoughts. "The boy I was arrested for trying to stop, he had a knife. He was planning to hurt his mother. I read the moment before it happened. That's why I screamed. That's why I ran to her. I saved her life, but no one listened. They only saw a girl shouting in the street, and they assumed madness." Crowe's face had paled to a ghostly white. He sank back into his chair, his breath ragged. The prosecutor whispered something to him, but he waved them off. For the first time in years, Judge Crowe felt powerless, not because of a legal loophole or failed argument, but because he had been seen. "Truly seen." "Miss Kingston," he finally said, voice hoarse, "this court finds you not guilty." Maya simply nodded. Truth doesn't need eyes to see. It only needs courage to speak. As she turned to leave, the courtroom remained silent, out of judgment, but reverence. The blind girl who could read minds had just reminded them all of something far greater than law, the power of truth, and the danger of ignoring it. And, for Judge Crowe, that truth would haunt him long after the gavel struck.